What if I told you some of the NBA's biggest names have been romantically linked to people from the transgender and LGBTQ community? From Lamar Odom, who dated transgender model Danielle Alexis.
Lamar Odom's new love is being reported out that he is linked out to transgender actress, honey, Miss Danielle Alexis.
To Ray Allen, who had secret relationships with gay men. These are NBA players who went beyond traditional relationships. Starting with...
What if I told you that some of the NBA's biggest stars have been romantically tied to transgender women and LGBTQ partners? Stories so shocking they could rewrite everything you think you know about them. From Lamar Odom secretly getting close to transgender model Danielle Alexis. Yes, the same Danielle Alexis rumored to be his new love. To Ray Allen allegedly hiding relationships with gay men. These are athletes whose personal lives pushed far beyond the relationships fans expected. And it all starts with Dwight Howard. 8 championships, all-star appearances. None of it could shield him from one of the NBA's most explosive scandals, one built on more than whispers. There were court filings, leaked messages, and multiple accusers painting a portrait of a man living a private life that looked nothing like the public persona he tried to protect. According to several sources, including Mason Elijah in 2018, Howard was accused of having ongoing relationships with transgender women and attending secret trans-exclusive parties. This wasn't a random rumor. It was a pattern stretching across years, pointing toward a player deeply connected to the LGBTQ+ world while publicly denying everything. The allegations were detailed, specific, and filled with insider-level information only someone physically present could describe. But nothing hit harder than what happened in 2023, when Stephen Harper sued Howard for a threesome involving Harper, Howard, and a transgender woman named Kitty. Howard admitted the encounter was consensual, essentially confirming he had been intimate with both men and transgender women despite years of public denial. The legal documents contained such explicit detail that fabricating them would have been nearly impossible. And then came his most revealing quote to a former partner. "If this makes me gay, then I'm gay." It was the confession of a man wrestling with identity, someone living a double life, torn between the image he projected and the desires he couldn't hide. And when someone finally confronted him directly about his sexuality, his reaction said even more than his words. "Are you gay, bro?" sparked instant defensiveness. "Is this what you want to talk about? Why are we talking about this?" he snapped, refusing to engage while the internet dissected every second. His aggressive pushback and insistence that it was nobody's business only deepened the mystery surrounding him. Even his marriage to Amy Luciani in 2024, followed by their divorce in 2025, felt like another desperate attempt to maintain a straight public image while allegedly continuing hidden relationships behind closed doors. The timing of that divorce, aligning with a fresh wave of speculation, hinted that the conflict between his public life and private desires was far from over. But if you thought Dwight Howard's alleged transgender relationships were shocking, wait until you hear about the next NBA star whose rumored romance shook the internet to its core. Lamar Odom's already chaotic celebrity history took a dramatic turn when whispers about his relationship with transgender model Danielle Alexis erupted in 2022. And what began as innocent speculation quickly transformed into a full-blown media storm when evidence suggested their connection was far deeper than the just friends story both tried to sell. The rumors blew up the moment Alexis shared Instagram photos with Odom, images filled with flirtatious captions like, "One of the most beautiful humans I've met." Their chemistry was undeniable, the kind of warmth usually reserved for lovers, not new acquaintances meeting casually at the BET Awards. The pictures showed a level of comfort most people don't share with strangers. But what raised even more eyebrows was how fast Odom's team rushed to deny any romantic involvement, insisting he had no issue with while Lamar Odom insisted he had no romantic spark with anyone in the transgender community. His wording sounded less like honesty and more like polished damage control. The careful phrasing, LGBTQ+ friendly, yet firmly heterosexual, felt crafted by professional PR teams rather than coming from a man speaking freely. And the uncanny resemblance between Danielle Alexis and Odom's ex-wife Khloe Kardashian was no coincidence. It suggested Odom had a consistent type, one that crossed traditional gender boundaries long before the world started paying attention. Industry insiders whispered that Odom's long battle with addiction may have lowered his inhibitions, pushing him toward relationships he once hid or suppressed. His documented brothel visits, especially the infamous incident linked to his overdose, hinted at earlier encounters with transgender sex workers that possibly opened the door to a different romantic world. And despite the public denials, sources claim Odom and Alexis still maintained private interactions that contradicted the just friends narrative. Odom had a long history of secrecy, infidelity, drug use, and double lives throughout his marriage to Kardashian, proving he was more than capable of hiding relationships behind polished smiles and public silence. Whenever interviewers pushed him about transgender rumors, his discomfort, evasiveness, and tendency to abruptly end conversations revealed a man protecting something far bigger than a simple misunderstanding. His reactions mirrored someone hiding a story, not someone confidently clearing the air. But if you think Lamar Odom's strategic denials were bold, they look almost transparent compared to the next NBA player who buried 8 years of alleged gay relationships under a carefully crafted engagement, Jason Collins. Before the NBA praised Collins as a trailblazer, whispers about his true sexuality had already circulated behind closed doors. And the most intriguing detail wasn't that he came out. It was how he hid everything before that moment, including an 8-year engagement to WNBA star Carolyn Moose that collapsed right before their 2009 wedding. The timing was too sharp, too sudden, raising questions about whether the engagement was a protective shield rather than genuine romance. Moose later admitted she felt devastated, claiming Collins never disclosed the truth that he'd been battling internally the entire time. Collins himself confessed he always knew who he was, saying it felt like staring at a blue sky while forcing himself to call it red. His own words revealed years of internal conflict and years of possible secret relationships. League insiders claimed Collins wasn't just hiding from the public. He was allegedly dating men while engaged to Moose. Which leads to the real question: who were these secret partners, and how long had the relationships been happening? Collins's long-term partnership with film producer Brunson Green, eventually leading to their marriage in 2025, reportedly began much earlier than fans ever knew, possibly during Collins's playing days. The most mysterious clue was his decision to wear jersey number 98, said to honor Matthew Shepard. But some teammates whispered it wasn't just a tribute. It was a coded signal to the gay community that he was already living a life long hidden from the public eye. When President Obama called to congratulate him after coming out, Collins's calm, confident demeanor felt almost rehearsed, as though he'd been preparing for this moment for years. His composed reaction revealed someone who had already processed his truth privately while quietly navigating secret romances the entire time. But if Jason Collins's hidden dating history sounds shocking, the next NBA player lived an entire career with alleged secret boyfriends while presenting himself as the intellectual outsider, John Amaechi. Behind the degrees, the commentary, and the quiet demeanor, Amaechi was allegedly carrying a personal truth from 1995 to 2003 that only a handful of people inside the NBA ever suspected. His 2007 memoir didn't just reveal that he was gay. It confirmed what insiders whispered for years, that Amaechi had lived an active gay lifestyle while hiding it from teammates and fans. His descriptions of the NBA's hypermasculine locker room culture weren't detached observations. They sounded like the experiences of someone navigating that world as a closeted participant. The casual homophobic language he described, the physical closeness, and the emotional intimacy among players all hinted at someone who understood that environment from the inside. Sources claimed Amaechi had romantic relationships with men throughout his career, discreetly arranged during road trips and team events. His detailed analysis of locker room intimacy, as gay as it gets, he once said, felt less like academic commentary and more like lived experience. Yet despite coming out, Amaechi has kept his personal life almost completely hidden, a secrecy that only fuels speculation. Former teammates have hinted they suspected he was dating men during his playing days, often disappearing during travel schedules with explanations that never quite added up. His post-retirement LGBTQ+ activism appears, to some, like an attempt to reconcile years of silence, a way to make peace with the double life he lived while other athletes suffered alone. The timing of his memoir suggests he'd been documenting his hidden world long before publication, waiting for the right moment to reveal the truth about his private relationships and the culture of secrecy inside professional basketball. And while Amici quietly hid his romances, the next NBA player got dragged into a controversy involving birth certificates and a rumored transgender relationship, Dillon Brooks. Long before fans labeled him the league's villain, Brooks found himself in a storm involving Big Bambina, a woman his ex-girlfriend accused him of cheating with. Though Bambina later proved she wasn't transgender, the controversy exposed a deeper story beneath the headlines. Heather Holly's accusations weren't vague, they specifically targeted Bambina's perceived transgender identity, suggesting someone close to Brooks wanted to leak damaging personal details. Ex-partners often know intimate truths, and the transgender angle didn't appear out of thin air. Reports suggested Brooks and Bambina had been involved since 2021, a timeline that didn't match his publicly known dating life. Bambina's social media posts revealed a level of insider knowledge, his schedule, his preferences, even private moments, indicating a relationship far more intimate than fans were told. When Bambina dramatically posted her birth certificate to prove she wasn't transgender, it felt like a last-step effort to stop a rumor that had spiraled too far. But the real question was, why did the rumor start at all? The specificity suggested someone familiar with Brooks's romantic patterns was spreading targeted information. And Brooks's complete silence throughout the scandal was even more suspicious. Most players address false rumors immediately, but he stayed quiet, hinting at either legal advice or a desire to avoid exposing deeper truths about his personal life. When Bambina later wiped her Instagram clean, it looked like a strategic erasure rather than a simple reset, suggesting a situation far more complicated than mistaken identity. And while Dillon Brooks avoided directly addressing transgender rumors, the next NBA legend tried explaining away an alleged 3-year gay relationship, Ray Allen. His Hall of Fame legacy couldn't shield him from one of the NBA's most complicated scandals involving claims of secret romance disguised as a catfishing case. When Ray Allen accused Bryant Coleman of impersonating women online to manipulate him, the explanation sounded strangely incomplete. Why would a wealthy, media-trained superstar repeatedly fall for obvious deception? The pattern felt less like manipulation and more like participation. Coleman insisted their connection was a genuine 3-year relationship, supported by intimate messages, private photos, and communication exchanges that looked more like romance than catfishing. And the consistency of their conversations suggested emotional involvement, not accidental entanglement. Coleman also claimed Allen always knew his real identity, undermining the entire catfish defense. Even more telling were allegations that Allen stalked Coleman after their fallout, sending late-night warnings like, "Watch your back," behavior far more consistent with a bitter breakup than a victim confronting a scammer. Allen's legal team aggressively denied everything, branding Coleman unstable, a predictable PR strategy for protecting a superstar's image. The absence of leaked evidence hinted at possible settlements intended to protect both sides. And when Allen publicly said he learned from the dangers of communicating online, it felt less like a lesson about catfishing and more like the regret of someone caught in a relationship he couldn't publicly defend. His entire narrative read like an attempt to preserve his family man image while explaining away evidence of a same-sex relationship. But if Ray Allen's alleged gay relationship caught you off guard, the next NBA superstar hid behind LGBTQ+ advocacy so effectively that fans never questioned what might have inspired it: Dwayne Wade. 3 championships couldn't prepare Wade for the scrutiny that erupted once he became one of the loudest voices supporting the transgender community. And when you look closely at the timeline, the messaging, and the personal decisions, a pattern emerges that suggests his advocacy may be rooted in something far more personal. Wade's advocacy began looking less like spontaneous parental love and more like the calm confidence of someone already familiar with gender and sexuality exploration. His polished use of LGBTQ+ terminology felt too sophisticated, too immediate, for a man claiming he learned everything only after his daughter came out. How important is this to your legacy? Wade brushed it off, insisting he didn't set out to be an advocate and was simply supporting his child. But his instant fluency in the language of identity suggested prior experience, something far deeper than a crash course in allyship. Industry insiders quietly noted that Wade's comfort with painted nails as far back as 2007, his increasingly androgynous fashion choices, and his seamless acceptance of Zaya's transition pointed to an understanding of gender fluidity long before the public ever saw it. Even the family's strategic exit from Florida, framed publicly as a response to anti-LGBTQ laws, aligned suspiciously with the rise of Wade's activism, suggesting an effort to relocate away from conservative scrutiny that might expose his own rumored gender exploration. Their massive 2024 translatable project, lavish, polished, and clearly years in the making, felt too elaborate to be fueled solely by parental support. And when Wade snapped at critics with "It's not a game," the emotional weight behind his voice sounded like a man defending more than just his daughter. It felt like he was guarding his own history, his own experiences, his own truth. But while Wade embraced activism, the next NBA star chose the opposite route: total isolation, a vacuum of intimacy that only deepened the rumors swirling around his private life. Kevin Durant. Mystery has always surrounded Kevin Durant's love life, and his detachment from traditional relationships paints a picture far more complex than simple bachelorhood. His explanation during an interview, "I don't want a girlfriend," revealed a philosophical distance from romance that felt less like freedom and more like someone who had discovered alternative forms of intimacy. His cryptic reflections about heartbreak and his insistence that "she's not mine" suggested emotional boundaries built around experiences he didn't dare discuss publicly. Multiple insiders have consistently linked Durant to transgender women, especially one named Ava, with alleged quotes circulating such as, "If this makes me gay, then I'm gay." The uniformity of these claims across different circles gives the rumors unusual credibility. Durant's history of fines for homophobic slurs, including a $50,000 penalty in 2021, further supports the theory of internal conflict, a psychological pattern where those struggling privately lash out publicly. His decade-long single status defies logic for a global superstar, unless the relationships he values most are the ones he cannot reveal. His short-lived connections with models look like PR smokescreens, shallow distractions to mask deeper, more complicated realities. While Durant buries his life in silence, the next NBA star faced something far louder: allegations spilling directly from leaked messages. Ben Simmons, the ever-enigmatic Brooklyn guard, has cycled through high-profile relationships with Kendall Jenner and Maya Jama, but whispers about his private encounters with transgender individuals have proven far harder to shake. The tension peaked when transgender model Amani posted, and then quickly deleted, screenshots and Snapchats that allegedly showed Simmons offering flights, planning hookups, and discussing intimate details. The specificity of the leaked conversations, including dates, locations, and logistics, made them difficult to dismiss as fake. This all erupted during a period when Simmons' NBA career was already collapsing, suggesting a personal life spiraling in parallel. Amani, who had ties to rappers and entertainment circles, moved in exactly the environments where NBA players explore alternative relationships away from cameras. Adding to the mystery were Simmons' unusually close relationships with high school friends Taj Malone and Alex Subers, friends who travel with him, live with him, and receive financial support from him. Critics argue the dynamic resembles more than friendship, hinting at deeper emotional bonds. Meanwhile, Simmons' pattern of cheating on women like Jenner and Jama suggests someone searching for fulfillment beyond heterosexual boundaries. The quiet deletion of Amani's posts, the absence of legal action, and the coordinated silence from all sides feel like textbook damage control rather than a defense against lies. But while Simmons tried to erase every trace, the next player stepped into the spotlight and shattered his secrets himself: Isaac Humphries. When Isaac Humphries became the first active player in a major men's league to come out as gay in 2022, the moment shocked the basketball world, but his emotional confession revealed a battle that had begun long before. His time with the Atlanta Hawks and Los Angeles Lakers placed him in massive American cities where anonymity allowed private exploration he couldn't risk back home in Australia. His heartbreaking admission, detailing loneliness, depression, and a suicide attempt in 2019, suggested a man living a double life, torn between the emotion of secret relationships and the harsh reality of professional sports culture. Insiders claim Humphries dated men privately during his U.S. basketball years, using the distance from Australian media to maintain romantic connections that would have been impossible back home. His decision to come out only after returning to Australia reflects careful calculation. Safer audience, safer league, safer timing. Even now, Humphries protects his partner's identities, a habit developed during years of secrecy. Where Humphries found liberation, the next player remains caged in speculation: Rudy Gobert. Rudy Gobert's life has been trailed by persistent rumors about his sexuality despite his public relationships with women. His chaotic split with Julia Bonilla, reportedly kicking her out while pregnant, showed a man deeply uncomfortable with traditional family structures. His 2023 fine for homophobic gestures suggested projection, a classic defense mechanism among individuals battling internal questions about. Insiders point to his intense male friendships and the stark contrast between his gentle off-court persona and his aggressive on-court facade, hinting at a man divided between public identity and private desires. Gobert's name frequently surfaces in conversations about closeted NBA players, appearing too consistently to ignore. His defensiveness, failed heterosexual relationships, and emotional reactions to masculinity critiques all point toward a man wrestling with authenticity he can't yet embrace. Yet as heavy as Gobert's rumors have been, they pale compared to the explosive allegations surrounding the league's most polarizing young star, Zion Williamson. Zion Williamson's private life has always been chaotic, but the rumors linking him to transgender individuals have added layers of complexity far beyond normal NBA drama. His relationships with women spiral into public meltdowns, Mariah Mills's Instagram tirades being the most infamous, with accusations that go beyond cheating and hint at behaviors she found unsettling. In 2022, allegations emerged that Zion had been involved with a transgender man, complete with claims of leaked messages and photos. Though denied, the level of detail implied someone close to Zion was speaking out. Mills's comments about Zion's feminine behaviors and hidden preferences added fuel to the fire, suggesting she'd seen aspects of his identity the public hasn't. Industry insiders describe Zion as someone exploring sexuality quietly while using public relationships with women as shields. His long disappearance from dating since 2023 indicates someone who's found alternative romantic arrangements far from public eyes. Even his recent legal troubles may be entangled with these private relationships, with accusers weaponizing sexuality rumors as leverage. Zion's world appears far more layered than fans realize, filled with secrecy, risk, and unspoken truths.